Alex, stop running away for me.
He's just different than everybody else in that he's such a specialist. He's not taking nobody down. Like, you never have to worry about him trying to take you down. He's not even interested. He's such a specialist. But that specialist is one of the best specialists ever at that game. Like, you watch him at his peak in glory. Dude, Alex Pereira in glory
was he at his peak, or is he peaking now?
If Ankalaev will keep his word, I'm the man who's taking a word seriously. And he said he will fight with Alex just in stand-up. I think Alex will win. And even if not, that will just show he's not the man of the word.
He's not old for a bigger guy. I think he's 37, 38, so he's still got a bit of time if he wants to move up and try heavyweight and stuff. This is what we need in the light heavyweight division, I think. I think that this fight is the one that I know I'm looking forward to. We've got Alex Pereira knocking everybody senseless.
We saw Alex Pereira hitting the bag saying, "Sydney, I will see you soon.
Nos vemos em fevereiro. Chama."
You would think that he would be fighting against Magomed Ankalaev, who many thought would be a nightmare of a matchup for him. It's hard not to think that Alex Pereira would find the same kind of success that he's been finding against everyone else. The general idea was that if he fought Ankalaev, Ankalaev would just try to take him down and hold him down.
You're the underdog going into this fight. Does this bother you? Does this surprise you?
Não sabia, você tá indo para essa luta com uma zebra, né, nas apostas. Isso te incomoda, te surpreende?
Cara, eu nem vejo isso, de verdade. Em várias, acho que no UFC, pô, eu também tava ali como uma zebra, mas, pô, eu fiz só o meu trabalho, eu foco no meu trabalho e é o que eu vou fazer. Não importa qual vai ser, quando vai estar na casa de aposta.
I don't care about none of that, man. I always keep doing my job. Guys come say you're the underdog, you're not the underdog. I could care less how much it's gonna be on the odds, so I just do my job.
The light heavyweight champion Alex Pereira is gearing up for his fourth title defense at UFC 313. He will be up against the #1 contender Magomed Ankalaev on the 8th of March at T-Mobile Arena in Las Vegas. The anticipation and excitement for this fight are increasing with each passing day. Alex Pereira has already sent a clear warning to Ankalaev that he will humiliate him in their upcoming matchup at UFC 313. Pereira said that Ankalaev will pay for his words, as he will make sure to teach a great lesson to his opponent.
You know, if Ankalaev doesn't back up his words with action, people already know how I humiliate my opponents. Sometimes I joke around and all, but this time, I'm really gonna mess with this guy to the fullest. Let's see if his words mean anything.
On the other hand, Magomed Ankalaev has once again warned Potan that he will knock him out at UFC 313. The Russian fighter said that he was ready to fight on any date because his main target was to register a dominating victory over the light heavyweight champion. Magomed Ankalaev tweeted, "I was offered 3 dates, December, February, and March, and I agreed to all 3 dates. I have to win by KO. I have no problem. It is the condition." Alex Pereira also knows that Magomed Ankalaev won't be an easy opponent. However, Potan has complete confidence in his skills and the hard work that he has been putting in his training sessions. The light heavyweight champion said that he sees Ankalaev like any other opponent. Alex Pereira said, Magomed Ankalaev is as dangerous as any other opponent I've fought. Look at him the way that he fights. He is an ordinary guy. Of course, he has his weapons, he has his dangers, but I've been training hard and I'm ready for him. The MMA pros have also shared their verdicts on this fight. The former American light heavyweight champion Jamahal Hill shared his thoughts on this clash between Pereira and Ankalaev. Jamahal Hill thinks both are excellent fighters and there would be a close fight between them. According to Hill, Alex Pereira is a very strong fighter and he trains very hard, but the relentless power of Ankalaev can't be underestimated.
Pereira's always evolving, he's always in the gym, but Ankalaev is game. I don't like the motherfucker, but he's game. He's got good striking. He's willing to mix in the wrestling and willing to put him in that work between the strikes and the up and the down and things like that. So I believe it's really a toss-up. If I was putting money out there,
Gilbert Burns has predicted the outcome of the main event of UFC 313. The UFC welterweight fighter has acknowledged the strength and skills of Potan. He knows that Magomed Ankalaev is a tough opponent, but according to Gilbert, the light heavyweight champion has the art to win fights with his power and style. Gilbert Burns said on the recent episode of Show Me the Monday podcast, I think Potan does Potan, you know? He's gonna do all that, Chama this and that, and he is gonna win. But Ankalaev is a tough dude, you know? One thing I like is when you start to look at both fighters, Ankalaev had a problem with Blachowicz. So when Blachowicz was kicking him, so if that's the case, Potan kicks way harder, but that guy has a big head, you know? Gilbert knows that Magomed Ankalaev can also give tough competition to the champion. Gilbert praised the Russian fighter for his strength and resilience. However, the welterweight fighter still backed Pereira to win this fight via a decision.
That guy has a big head, you know? Very big head, bro. Very, I'm honest. He has a freaking brick right here, so I don't know if Potan will be able to pull him out. I think he's going to be striking, but he's not going to get hit with that. I just think they're going to be moving a lot. I think that's going to be a decision for Potan. I just think.
The middleweight champion Dricus du Plessis also expressed his opinion on this matchup between Alex Pereira and Magomed Ankalaev. Du Plessis, who recently defeated Sean Strickland at UFC 313, believes Alex Pereira will have an upper hand over Magomed Ankalaev. According to Du Plessis, Ankalaev is an outstanding fighter having remarkable power and skills. But Du Plessis backs Potan to win this fight because of his unmatched speed and power.
After this last performance, not a big one. Yeah, I don't think so. You know, if you look at the way Rakic fought versus Yuri Prochazka, what Alex did to Prochazka. Yeah, I mean, Ankalaev is a great fighter. You know, he's an all-rounder. Obviously has great wrestling, but I think maybe, you know, some fights that happen. Sometimes you just don't have and the styles make fights. Sometimes you just don't have the night that you wish you had. And yeah, it wasn't a great fight to watch, but, you know, Ankalaev has, you know, with Rakic, he has good defense and he has good ground game and he has all that. We don't know what happens when Ankalaev takes.
Dricus du Plessis further praised the strength and skill set of the light heavyweight champion. The South African star thinks Alex Pereira is currently among the best fighters in the whole UFC. According to the middleweight champ, it is very difficult for anybody to beat Pereira at the moment. Dricus du Plessis told to ESPN MMA. Alex Pereira is an absolute machine. The man is, yeah, right now, hard to deny, is one of the greatest fighters in the UFC for sure, so you know I can't go against him at this stage unless he fights me. The former UFC light heavyweight champion Jan Blachowicz has shared some advice for Magomed Ankalaev ahead of UFC 313. He believes that the Russian fighter needs to make a big change to his fighting style if he wants to beat UFC light heavyweight champion Alex Pereira. Jan Blachowicz said, "If Ankalaev fights like the last fight with Rakic, he's going to lose the fight. He needs to do something more. He is a good fighter, but it's not enough for Pereira in this kind of style. He needs to change." Blachowicz has shared the octagon with both Pereira and Ankalaev, so he is in a great position to predict their much-awaited clash at UFC 313. The Polish fighter has concerns after watching Ankalaev's performance against Alexander Rakic at UFC 308. Magomed Ankalaev defeated Rakic at UFC 308, and after that victory, he called out Alex Pereira for a title fight. Magomed Ankalaev stated, "I think I've done everything to earn the title shot. I'd like to talk to Alex. I'd like to tell him to stop running away from me. We should fight. That's what everybody wants to see." However, Jan Blachowicz doesn't think that Ankalaev can beat a guy like Alex Pereira. He feels that the Russian fighter still needs to evolve his skills in order to win the light heavyweight title. Jan Blachowicz further went on to say, "He needs to be more. He has to believe in what he's doing. I think he doesn't believe it, he just wants to win the fight, but doesn't take too many punches. He is very careful in what he's doing, and I think this kind of way fighting with Pereira will not work." On the other hand, Magomed Ankalaev doesn't care what Blachowicz thinks, and he has predicted to knock the champ Alex Pereira. However, Jan Blachowicz doesn't agree with this statement of the Russian fighter, as he believes the Russian fighter won't change his boring style at UFC 313.
Do you think he will fight that way against Pereira? Do you think we'll see him, a better version of him, when he fights Pereira?
He said the same before Rakic that we're gonna see like a new Ankalaev, but you know, everybody see this fight was a very boring fight. I almost go to sleep.
If you had to pick though, if they were fighting, would you pick Pereira?
Right now, Pereira. 3 fights ago, I would pick Ankalaev, now Pereira.
The former UFC star Chael Sonnen believes that the light heavyweight champion Alex Pereira will move up to the heavyweight division after this fight, irrespective of the result of this fight. He thinks that this will be the last fight of Pereira at 205 pounds, and after that he will move to the heavyweight division. Chael Sonnen said, "If Pereira wins, he's going to be looking for something else to do, and if Pereira loses, he is gone. I feel like many of you have forgotten how Pereira got to 205 pounds. He did not get to 205 by cleaning out 185. He got to 205 by losing at 185. That's what opened the door. No belt, no vacate, just a move right up." Chael Sonnen is confident that whether Pereira loses or wins this fight, he will move up a weight class to get his third UFC title. According to Sonnen, the John Jones versus Alex Pereira fight already has a lot of hype after the heavyweight champion expressed his desire to fight Pereira, so there won't be any issue with this expected move up. Chael Sonnen further said, "So no matter what happens after Ankalaev, things are going to be very different for Pereira. I predict he's moving up, and the ticking time bomb of John Jones and Tom Aspinall carrying this on and dragging this out reaches midnight as soon as Pereira is done with his piece of business with Ankalaev, win or lose." The light heavyweight champion Islam Makhachev warned Ankalaev to not make the mistake of underestimating Alex Pereira. The #1 pound-for-pound fighter in the world, Islam Makhachev, said he is backing Magomed Ankalaev in this fight. However, Islam knows about the skills and talent of Alex Pereira, and that's why he advised his countrymen to prepare well for this fight. The former middleweight champion, Israel Adesanya, has no doubt that his friend Alex Pereira will emerge victorious at UFC 313 by beating Magomed Ankalaev.
And your prediction about Ankalaev and Pereira fight?
Poatan, Shama.
Thank you.
Islam Makhachev said, "I see Ankalaev as the favorite, but only slightly to be honest. Pereira is a very strong athlete with a huge amateur career. He has been through fire and water, fought in tough battles, and has tremendous experience. I think Ankalaev shouldn't just underestimate his grappling. Everyone knows Pereira is a striker, but he needs to prepare well for this fight." The American MMA fighter Bo Nickal has made a bold prediction that Magomed Ankalaev will take down Alex Pereira at UFC 313. He thinks that Ankalaev is not like usual Russian fighters who are good wrestlers. According to Nickal, Ankalaev is a better striker than a wrestler, which makes him a dangerous opponent. However, Bo Nickal also admitted that if Ankalaev uses his wrestling more than his striking, then Pereira will easily knock him out.
I think Ankalaev's a smart guy. He's going to take him down.
It's got to, right?
He's just going to take him down. I don't think his wrestling is like unbelievable. He's not a wrestler. People think, oh, Russian wrestler. No, he's not a wrestler.
I'm still going Pereira.
I think Pereira's going to win as well. If Ankalaev just wrestles the whole fight, he could probably win. But I don't think his wrestling is that good. He wrestled with Paul Craig, and Paul Craig was taking him down.
Yeah.
Craig ended up submitting him. Not impressed with his ground game, his grappling. He's going to have to strike with him at some point, and I think Pereira will knock him out. That's just the reality of the situation.
If Ankalaev beats Alex Pereira by the transitive property of geometric shapes,
I'm the 205 champ.
You are the 205 champ.
Yeah. That's a good point. Let's go Ankalaev.
However, Stephen Thompson doesn't agree with Bo Nickal, as he has a different opinion about this fight. Stephen Thompson looks confident that Alex Pereira will easily defeat Ankalaev and defend his title at UFC 313. Recalling his recent fights, the UFC welterweight fighter said that Alex Pereira has the skill to dominate during the fight, and he doesn't give a chance to his opponents to counter him.
You gotta go Pereira, dude. The dude's so dominant. He's so dominant. He beats guys before they even step out there, I think. I mean, you saw it against Yuri Prohaska, and he beats him with his Brazilian magic.
The UFC lightweight fighter Cody Steele is also a fan of Alex Pereira, as he backs him to beat Magomed Ankalaev in their upcoming title fight. He believes Pereira will defend his title on March 8th.
I like Alex Pereira. I think hopefully he can get it done and then he wins that fight.
Similarly, John Wood, who is the coach of Merab Dvalishvili, has no doubt that Alex Pereira would retain his title at UFC 313. Wood feels Pereira has been in great touch in recent times, and no other fighter has any clue how to tackle the astonishing power of the light heavyweight champion. Wood believes Alex Pereira has special skills and technique, and he won't have any difficulty beating his Russian opponent.
Until I see the chink in the armor for Pereira, he's got to that status where you don't bet against him. I wouldn't, until I see somebody figure out that puzzle of how do I deal with that power and that pressure. And then obviously seeing him up close and personal, he's kind of got that thing that Rob has where maybe the stuff doesn't look so pretty until you see it and see how he makes it work. Holy shit, like, you know, being cage side changed my perspective on Pereira and how good he is, you know. So I think he's walking out of that with the title still.
The UFC featherweight fighter Youssef Zalal is also supporting his friend Alex Pereira in this fight. Youssef wants Pereira to get the job done and regain his title for the 4th successive time.
Bro, I gotta go with my boy Pereira, bro. That boy, man, left hook, chama.
So this is all we have from today's video, and hopefully you have enjoyed it. The pros have given their verdicts, but we would love to hear from you guys as well. Who do you think will emerge victorious between these two at UFC 313? Let us know in the comments section, and make sure to subscribe to our channel for more interesting MMA content. Don't forget to press the bell icon to get instant notifications about our latest videos.